When a woman cheats, this is the first thing she says to you. Stoic happiness. The moment you feel like you have to prove your worth to someone is the moment to walk away. Alicia Harris. What is the first thing a woman says when she cheats? It's not an apology. It's not a regret. It's an excuse, disguised as an explanation. When loyalty is broken, the first reaction is rarely honesty. Instead, it's a carefully crafted narrative designed to shift blame, justify actions, and keep control of the situation. If you've ever been in this position, where trust was shattered and you were left questioning everything, then this message is for you. Stoicism teaches us that a man's true power lies in his response, not his reaction. When betrayal strikes, the most powerful thing you can do is not argue, not beg for answers, and certainly not chase closure. The strongest move? Silence, distance, absolute indifference. Have you ever considered what happens when you simply disappear from someone's life? No confrontation, no last words, just gone. It's not about revenge. It's about reclaiming your power. The moment you walk away without a trace, the weight of their actions falls solely on them. Today, we'll break down the emotional stages a woman experiences when you vanish, how she processes the loss of a man who truly valued her, and why, in the end, your silence will echo louder than any words ever could. By the end of this, you'll understand why walking away isn't weakness, it's mastery. If you're ready to choose your worth over being an option, comment below. I refuse to be a backup plan. And remember, the final stage, the one she never sees coming, is the one that changes everything. Let's get into it. Number 1. The sting of rejection. The sting of rejection is sharp, but it is also one of life's most powerful teachers. When a woman chooses another man over you, the initial pain is undeniable. It cuts deep, shattering the illusion of permanence you may have unknowingly built in your mind. You believed you were her rock, the one she could always count on, the one who invested time, effort, and devotion. But in an instant, everything you represented, security, love, and commitment, vanishes. This is where most men falter, drowning in self-pity, asking why, demanding explanations. But the modern Stoic, the man who lives by Stoic principles, understands a higher truth. This is not about you losing her. This is about her losing you. A woman's betrayal or abandonment is not a verdict on your worth. Rather, it is a test of your self-respect, your discipline, your ability to master your emotions. Many men in relationships are unknowingly taken for granted, assumed to be a constant, a safety net. The moment you remove yourself from that role, you deliver a reality check more powerful than any words could ever convey. Your silence, your absence, it forces her to confront the void you once filled. Your thoughts, not her actions, determine your happiness. You have a choice: to be consumed by bitterness or to embrace this as an opportunity to cultivate true emotional sovereignty, the essence of modern Stoicism. Some men react impulsively, pleading, seeking closure, hoping to restore what was lost. But the Stoic man understands that closure is an illusion. You do not need to hear her reasons, for they do not change the reality of what has transpired. You do not need to prove your worth to someone who failed to recognize it. Instead, you walk away, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. You let your absence speak volumes. The greatest lesson in Stoic happiness is this: never beg for a seat at a table where you are no longer valued. Seneca reminds us, "He who is brave is free." And in walking away, you demonstrate true courage, liberating yourself from the chains of emotional dependence. This is not an act of revenge, nor is it a performance to make her regret her decision. This is about reclaiming your power. The modern Stoic understands that external events are beyond his control, but his response to them is his alone to command. If she took you for granted, let her face the consequences of that choice. Not by anger, not by desperate attempts to win her back, but by thriving in her absence. When you cultivate a mindset of resilience, when you detach from the need for external validation, you embody the very essence of Stoic principles, unshaken, unbothered, and at peace with yourself. What happens next is irrelevant, for your focus should no longer be on her, but on yourself. The moment you accept reality without resistance, you begin to elevate. The pain subsides, the attachment fades, and you step into a new version of yourself, wiser, stronger, and more aligned with the man you are meant to be. This rejection is not an end, but a beginning. It is a gift in disguise, an invitation to refine your character, to embrace solitude without fear, and to move forward with the quiet confidence of a man who knows his worth. As the great Stoic philosopher Zeno once said, "Man conquers the world by conquering himself." So, the next time you find yourself in a situation where a woman chooses someone else, remember this: it is not a loss, but a redirection. The universe is clearing space in your life for something greater. Hold your head high, walk away without a word, and let time reveal the truth. Your self-worth is not up for debate, and true happiness does not come from another's validation, but from within. Have you faced this kind of situation before? How did you handle it? Number 2. The void of missing you. Life, in all its complexity, has a way of testing our emotional resilience, especially in the face of betrayal or abandonment. When a woman cheats or walks away, it is easy to be consumed by anger or sadness. But a modern Stoic understands that true strength lies in detachment. As Seneca wisely said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." And wasting time chasing someone who has chosen another path is a loss of your greatest asset, your peace. The blessing of Stoicism teaches us that the only power we hold is over ourselves. To let go is not weakness, but wisdom. In the initial moments of separation, she may feel a rush of freedom, believing she has made the right choice. But time, the greatest teacher, has a way of revealing the truth. As days pass, the absence of your presence grows into an unshakable void. You were never just another man in her life. You were the anchor that kept her steady, the presence that added meaning to her existence. She convinced herself that life would be just as fulfilling without you, that your absence would be nothing more than a passing breeze. Yet, as the days turn into weeks, the reality sets in. She feels something missing. Not just anyone, but you. The void begins subtly. She goes through her routine, seeing the same places, engaging in the same activities. But something feels fundamentally off. The laughter shared, the depth of your presence, the way you made her feel truly understood. All these things begin to haunt her. It is a painful lesson that many only learn through loss. True value is often seen only in retrospect. She had you but failed to see your worth. Now, she is left with a hollow replacement, something temporary, something fleeting, something that cannot replicate what you provided. No amount of distractions, new partners, work, indulgences can fill that void. She may pretend to move on, but deep inside, the emptiness lingers. You see, when a woman cheats or leaves, she often assumes she can replace the past with something better. But true connection is rare, and what she let slip away was not easily replaceable. The Stoic lessons of life dictate that once something is lost due to one's own choices, regret becomes a natural consequence. This is not your burden to carry, nor is it your responsibility to ease that pain. Your duty is only to yourself, to embrace the Stoic happiness that comes from self-mastery, from knowing your value, and from walking away with dignity. The moment you accept what has happened and remove yourself completely from her world, she will feel the depth of the void even more. Block her access to you, digitally and emotionally. Do not seek closure. The void itself will teach her everything she needs to know. This is where true power lies, not in seeking revenge, not in proving your worth, but in letting her own actions reveal the reality of what she has lost. When they had you, they thought you would always be there. Now they crave what they took for granted. This is the nature of human folly, to overlook value until it is gone. But you, the Stoic man, do not dwell on what is lost. You do not chase. You do not beg. You do not waste your precious energy lamenting over someone who failed to see your worth when they had the chance. Instead, you move forward, embodying the words of Epictetus. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Your happiness is not tied to her decisions, nor to her regrets. It is found in your ability to rise, to grow, and to live unshaken. This is the true blessing of Stoicism. To be free from attachment, to master your emotions, and to let life unfold without resistance. And so, let her feel the weight of her choices. Let her sit in the silence where your voice used to be. Let her long for the stability you once provided. Meanwhile, you walk a different path, one of strength, wisdom, and inner peace. Number 3, overwhelming curiosity. When a woman cheats, the first thing she says isn't an apology. It's an excuse. She will rewrite history to justify her betrayal, shifting the blame onto you. You were too distant. I felt neglected. Or, it just happened. But make no mistake, a queen loyal to her king does not stray. A woman who respects you does not seek validation elsewhere. And here's where the real lesson begins, not for her, but for you. A Stoic man does not chase. He does not beg. He does not seek explanations from someone who already made their choice. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Your thoughts must be disciplined. No anger, no desperation, no emotional outbursts, just calm detachment, because a king never begs a queen to stay. This is the moment where she begins to reflect, not when you argue, not when you plead, but when you vanish, when she no longer has your strength to lean on, when she no longer has your unwavering presence. Then, and only then, does reality hit. The silence you leave behind forces her to face herself. She will sit in regret, questioning if she made the right decision. Did she trade a man of discipline and purpose for fleeting excitement? Did she destroy something real for a temporary thrill? That's her burden to carry now, not yours. But what about you? You do nothing. No revenge, no chasing, no desperate attempts to explain. You walk away with your head high, embodying the essence of Stoic life. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Your suffering only continues if you let your mind dwell on what you cannot change. Shift your focus. Build and evolve. Let this be the catalyst that forges you into an even stronger man. Your power lies in your ability to remain unfazed. The moment you let go, you've already won. Comment below, "I control my mind," I control my destiny. Let the world know that no betrayal can shake the foundation of a truly stoic man. Like, comment, and subscribe for more wisdom that strengthens your mind, heart, and spirit. Number 4. Deep self-reflection. When someone you care about chooses another path, especially another man, it can feel like a personal defeat. But let's pause and reconsider this situation through the lens of a modern Stoic. The Stoic principle of detachment teaches us to accept things we cannot control, like the actions of others, with composure and strength. Now, the real test begins for them. This is when self-reflection, which often doesn't happen until they've lost what they took for granted, begins to creep in. Days or weeks of pondering their own behavior lead them to question their decisions. Was I too distant? Did I push them away? These are the hard questions they'll wrestle with because people don't like to admit when they've been wrong. It's human nature to avoid that kind of uncomfortable truth. Yet, by your absence, you've forced them to face their mistakes head-on. Without you there to smooth things over, they are left alone with their thoughts. They replay every moment, revisiting the times they ignored you or dismissed your feelings. And when they realize how much they took you for granted, the regret sets in. The guilt builds as they wonder if they could go back. But as Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. It's too late to change the past, and they must sit with their guilt. So, what should you do during this phase? The answer is nothing. Don't reach out. Don't try to explain yourself. And certainly don't rush to help them see the error of their ways. Let the lesson unfold naturally for them. Self-reflection is most powerful when it comes from within, and they need this time alone to truly understand the consequences of their actions. By embracing the Stoic principle of non-interference, you allow them to learn a crucial lesson in their own time and space. Trust that this process, though painful, is one they must go through to evolve. Remember, your own peace is found in releasing the need to control others' responses. Reflect on what you've learned and share your thoughts below. Number 5. The urge to pursue you. When you have spent enough time in self-reflection, something profound begins to shift within you. The questions and doubts you once had about yourself start to fade, replaced by a stronger, more grounded sense of who you are. And, inevitably, the tables turn. There was a time when you put in all the effort, cared the most, and relentlessly pursued someone. But now, it is their turn. They go from a place of indifference to one of desperation, realizing they might have lost something valuable. The urge to reconnect becomes overwhelming for them. They begin to reach out in any way they can, sending those "I've been thinking about you" texts, or liking your old Instagram posts. They might comment on something you shared, hoping to spark a conversation, or send a late-night message after a few drinks, wondering if it's too late to rekindle what was lost. You see, the dynamic has shifted. Now, they are the ones chasing you. They have moved from taking you for granted to desperately wanting you back. In this moment, you hold all the power. And here is the modern Stoic principle. You must do nothing. Resist the urge to respond. When you do, the power shifts back to them, and you risk losing the ground you've fought so hard to regain. Stay firm in your self-worth and let them do the chasing. Silence becomes your strongest tool. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. By not giving in to their advances, You assert your independence and emotional strength. Let them experience the frustration of wanting something they can no longer have. This teaches them the value of what they once took for granted, and in the process, you win, not by forcing anything, but by embodying the Stoic principle of inner peace and self-reliance. Remember, you control your emotions, and in the face of their desire, your silence speaks volumes. So, stay strong. Allow them to chase, but let them do so in the realization that you've grown beyond the need for their validation. What do you think about this approach? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Number 6. The battle between relief and regret. The battle between relief and regret is one of the most deceptive emotional struggles in relationships, especially when a woman chooses to walk away. In the initial moments, she may feel a sense of liberation, whispering to herself, "Finally, I don't have to deal with him anymore." This illusion of freedom can be intoxicating, making her believe that stepping away was the right decision. She may seek distractions, going out, surrounding herself with friends, or diving into a new connection, believing that the modern world of casual relationships and quick fixes will easily replace what she left behind. But as time passes and the noise fades, when she finds herself alone with nothing but the glow of her phone screen and the emptiness of solitude, a profound truth settles in. The excitement of new beginnings is fleeting, and the emotional stability you once provided becomes a void she cannot easily fill. It's like drinking salt water when you're thirsty. What seems like relief only intensifies the hunger for what was real. Modern Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in mastering your emotions, not reacting to the temporary choices of others. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is where your discipline is tested. Do not chase. Do not beg. Do not try to rescue them from the emptiness they created. Let them sit with it. Let them confront the regret that creeps in when they realize no one else offers the depth, the wisdom, and the steady presence you brought into their life. In a world where emotional resilience is rare, a modern Stoic understands that patience is more powerful than reaction. She may believe freedom means escaping commitment, but in time, she will see that what she left behind was not a burden, but a foundation. Your absence will not just be noticed, it will be felt deeply in ways she never anticipated. So, what should you do? Stand firm in your wisdom. Do not rush in to soften the blow of her decisions. Let her experience the contrast between surface-level excitement and the rare depth of a connection that is rooted in stability and trust. As Epictetus once said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. This is your moment to embody modern Stoicism, to remain unshaken, to let time reveal what words cannot. Have you ever experienced a moment where letting go led to greater clarity and strength? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. Number 7. The desire to play the game. The moment regret creeps into someone's heart, it fuels desperation. A frantic need to regain control over what they feel is slipping away. But instead of genuine introspection or change, they resort to tactics, playing a game they believe will pull you back into their grasp. You'll see them posting pictures with others, trying to craft an illusion of happiness. A cryptic status about moving on appears, strategically placed to trigger curiosity. Perhaps a selfie filled with artificial confidence screams for validation. But behind all of it lies the same truth, a desperate attempt to reclaim control over you, to stir doubt in your mind, and to pull you into an emotional chess match where they hope to be the one dictating the moves. However, here's where the blessing of Stoicism reveals itself. Because you've already won the moment you stop engaging. You've outgrown these games, mastered the art of detachment, and refused to let someone else dictate your emotions. This is the essence of Stoic happiness. Not needing external validation, not reacting to manipulation, and not allowing someone else's instability to disrupt your inner peace. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The moment you detach, their tactics lose all effectiveness. They may escalate, pushing harder. Snide remarks, exaggerated social media posts, or even indirect attempts to get a reaction. But when you embrace the Stoic lesson of emotional control, none of it matters. You stand firm, unshaken, because you understand the truth. Real power is in mastering your own mind, not controlling someone else's. The greatest Stoic warriors did not chase, did not react, and did not allow the noise of others to disturb their serenity. And in the modern world, this philosophy holds even greater power. The ability to walk away, to remain indifferent to manipulation, is not just strength, it's freedom. The moment you stop playing, the power dynamic shifts. Their frantic need for attention backfires, because nothing frustrates a manipulator more than being ignored. You win not by engaging, but by maintaining your peace. This is the true blessing of Stoicism, a mindset that liberates you from the chaos of others. Number 8. The crushing weight of silence. In modern relationships, silence is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. It's more than just the absence of words. It's the absence of presence, the disappearance of communication. In those moments when you choose silence, you force the other person to confront their own emotions and actions. They begin to reflect on every time they neglected your call, every moment they ignored your texts, every time they took you for granted. Silence becomes their torment, their reckoning. They can't understand why you're not chasing after them. It shakes their perception of control, the false belief that they could always have you around on their terms. As a modern Stoic, you understand the power of withholding your presence, of making them feel the weight of their own choices. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Silence allows them to face the discomfort of their decisions, and through that discomfort, they might finally see the truth of their actions. In a world where instant gratification rules, where constant communication is expected, silence feels like an unbearable punishment. But you, as a Stoic, remain unfazed. You control your mind, you control your destiny, and when you withhold, you show them the true value of your presence. It's not just about winning an argument, it's about showing them what life is like without you. Silence is not your weakness, it is your strength, your weapon. So, when they start spiraling, questioning if they've lost you forever, remind yourself, you are the prize. A king never begs a queen to stay. Comment below. Pain is temporary. Power is forever. This is your moment to reclaim your power and let them realize losing access to you is worse than any argument. Number 9. The fear that brings them crawling back. When faced with a situation where someone you cared about chooses another, it's easy to feel like everything is falling apart. This moment of fear, however, is where the true power lies. The one who once believed they could take you for granted is now overcome with the terrifying thought of losing you forever. For a long time, they were comfortable, expecting that you would always be there, standing by them no matter what. But now, you've stepped away, and the fear of your absence hits them harder than anything they've ever felt. They can't help but think, what if they've truly moved on? What if someone else is making memories with them now? This fear consumes them, to the point where their ego and pride no longer matter. The thought of you laughing with someone else makes them sick, and they'll do anything to get you back. Reach out, apologize, beg for forgiveness, even show up at your door. But here's the Stoic principle you need to embrace. When they come back with fear in their eyes, don't let that fear be the reason you reconsider. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. By the time they feel this fear, you've already moved on. You've rediscovered your strength and independence. The modern Stoic knows that life doesn't wait for anyone, and true peace comes from the ability to let go. So, don't be swayed by their desperate plea for another chance. Let them face the consequences of their actions. You are no longer someone to be taken for granted, and your peace is far too valuable to sacrifice for fear-driven decisions. Stand firm in your choice, and as you walk forward, remember that this is the moment you reclaim your power. Let us know in the comments how you've handled similar situations and what you've learned through them. The final lesson: stop allowing people to treat you like an option. It's time to stop being the person who's always there, no matter how poorly you're treated. It's easy to think that your constant presence will make them appreciate you, but the truth is, the moment you choose to walk away, to take a step back, everything shifts. You regain control of your life. You hold the power now, and when you walk away, they will feel it. They will regret losing you, and they will come to understand that they let go of something irreplaceable. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By standing firm and embracing your worth, you're not only honoring yourself, but you're also applying a modern Stoic principle, that true happiness comes from mastering your emotions and choosing your response, not from seeking validation or clinging to unhealthy relationships. Take a moment to reflect. If you're ready to regain your power and embrace this transformative path, comment below with, "I'm done being an option." Remember, you are the one who controls your destiny, and in this moment, you can decide to walk away from what no longer serves you, reclaiming the strength that comes with independence and self-respect. If you found value in this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss another lesson on mastering your emotions and staying unshaken. And now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about today's topic? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. Before you go, type this in the comments: "A true Stoic man never reacts, he observes." Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and always remember, you were the prize all along.